Hello and welcome to the GCSE Chemistry tutorial for topic C4 Chemical Changes. This tutorial covers part 2 acids, alkalis and salts. We'll also be looking at a practical of making a soluble salt using an insoluble base. Starting off with, you need to familiarise yourself with the pH scale. Acidic solutions have a pH of 1 to 6 and alkaline are 8 to 14. Neutral is in the middle with a pH of 7. An alkali is a soluble base. Bases react with acids to form salt. The higher the pH number, the stronger the alkali. The lower the pH, the stronger the acid. Here are some examples. pH 7 is neutral, like water. Battery acid, pH 1 to 2 is a strong acid. Soap, pH 10, a weak alkali. Bleach, pH 14, a strong alkali. Indicators change colour over different pH. This scale shows the universal indicator. This changes colour according to how strong or weak the substance is. So for example, a weak acid would be orange, a weak alkali would be blue. You can also use pH meters to measure pH and they're more accurate. So what is neutralisation? That is when you react an acid and a base to make salt and water. Because acids are H plus ions and bases are OH ions, minus ions, then neutralisation is H plus OH minus, which makes water and results in a pH of 7. Here are some symbols of some common acids. So what is the difference between a weak and strong acids? Well, acids produce H plus ions. Strong acids ionise completely in water. For example, hydrochloric acid ionises completely to make H plus and Cl minus. Weak acids don't fully ionise in water and often reversible. For example, ethanoic acid. The pH of a substance measures the concentration of H plus ions. And in terms of the scale, the pH 1 is 10 times more concentrated than an acid with pH 2. So each time you're going down the scale, you're increasing the concentration times 10. Concentration of an acid tells you how much acid is in the solution. So concentrated acids have more acid than water, and dilute acids have more water than acid. So you can have dilute strong acids, and you can have concentrated weak acids. So how strong or weak something is and how dilute or concentrated something is are two different terms. How could you make a soluble salt? Well, an example of making this would be using copper oxide and sulfuric acid. If you join those together, you would form copper sulfate and water. First of all, you would warm the acid gently on a Bunsen, very carefully, only for a few minutes. You can't heat acid for a long period of time. Then you would add the insoluble base, which is copper oxide in this case, and you'd add that bit by bit until no more dissolves. Then you would filter out the excess, and you'll be left with the blue salt solution. Finally, you will evaporate the salt solution to form crystals of solid copper sulfate. Here's some key questions if you pause the tutorial and try and answer this question now. So strong acid is pH 1 to 2. Neutralisation is acid plus base makes salt and water, and the ionic equation shown. What's the difference between a strong acid and a concentrated acid? Strong acids ionise completely in water and fully release H plus ions. Concentrated acids are solutions that have more acid in it than water. In summary, we've looked at acids, alkalis and salts.